This is your WWE TLC 2019 pay-per-view review. The final pay-per-view of 2019 and the decade for WWE. It is Sunday. It is Sunday, December 15th, 2019. It is 10:21 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. This is your WWE. And here I am again playing back here. Checking the audio and all that stuff, whatever. Yeah, apparently the show ended earlier than usual. I was expecting to start this at 11. I scheduled the stream to be at 11 p.m. And to everyone's surprise, WWE did everyone a favor by ending this show really, really early. This show, let's be real about it. We can all agree here, okay? Across the board, can we all disagree on this? Just felt like honestly a giant at first, like, yeah, let's be real about it, okay? Let's not sugarcoat anything here right now. This show was technically what's what I'm looking for here? Everything just put together at the last second, right? That was the thing going into this, right? And again, I totally slipped my mind that hey, there's a pay-per-view today, a couple of days ago. It's crazy because this weekend alone, there was a shitload of wrestling going on. Friday, you had Ring of Honor's Final Battle, which I know a lot of people been asking for my review on that. There will be a review later on this week. I didn't get to finish watching the show, but I did do a video giving my thoughts on PCO winning the Ring of Honor World Title. If you have not checked that out, it's in the video archives of the channel. Apparently, has almost 3,000 hits. There's a lot of upset people with what I had to say about that. But if you can, guys, give that a watch whenever you get a chance. Also, earlier today, I did a review of NWA Into the Fire. Is in the archive of the channel. So if you've not checked that out, whenever you get a chance, head over to the video archive and give that a listen, give that a watch, what have you. But that was my thoughts on NWA 70. But this show, overall, here I am on camera. Yay, you can see me on camera now. It feels so fucking great. What can I say? Apparently, for the people over there at Fightful, this was an amazing show. Apparently, per people at Fightful, this was like a fucking this show's been great. For me, I don't know what they are looking at. Whatever they were smoking, please, bruh, let me have some. You know, but that's besides the point. I thought this show honestly was there. Nothing to go crazy about, nothing to like really lose your thoughts about, you know what I mean? I thought the show was honestly there, to be honest, for a show that they literally put at the last minute. Apparently, on the show as well, there were 3 matches that involved blood. Cool. Why the fuck not? This show took place in Minneapolis, Minnesota at the Target Center. This crowd sucked. I'm sorry. That crowd sucked completely. But I welcome your thoughts in the comment thread below this video or the stream if you will. Give me your thoughts on the show if you like the show or not. You can follow me on Twitter at HeelSteven. Why the fuck would you not? So I didn't watch the kickoff show because, well, I was busy recording my review of NWA Into the Fire that it totally slipped my mind to watch the kickoff show. But apparently on the kickoff show, you got a rematch from Monday Night Raw this past Monday. It involved Humberto Carrillo versus Andrade. I heard they had a good match. The match went about 12 minutes and 45 seconds. I caught the little highlights on the show, if you will. They tried to do this whole thing again where Andrade and Zelina Vega are having some sort of miscommunication. There's potentially a separation of the two happening, and they're now planting the seeds for it. And I'll be honest with you guys, the last thing I want to see right now is them breaking up Zelina Vega and Andrade. Cien Almas. No, they should not do that. I get it. Andrade is, I guess, in a good place because who he's dating. That's fine. But no, let's be real about it. Both Zelina and Andrade make each other in a way, right? They're the perfect match for one another on television, right? And let's be real about it. Zelina Vega was one of the big reasons for the success of Andrade in NXT and coming up to the main roster and all that stuff, right? And you lose Zelina, Andrade just becomes basically like, what the hell, So there's that. But Humberto got the win, as everyone expected here. And there's that. I mean, again, they're really pushing Humberto. It's fine. It is what it is. His music has changed, which is honestly better than we had before. But there was that. Again, I can't really give that much insight to this match because I didn't see it. But from what I saw and what they're going here with them trying to separate Zelina and Andrade, no. Let's not have that, people. Let's really not have that. Okay? Reading the comments here, guys. Minnesota fans suck in general. Yeah, I can tell about that, Mike. I really, really can tell. We then kick off to the main card. We had the New Day of Big E and Kofi Kingston versus the Revival, Scott Dawson and Dash Wilder for the SmackDown Tag Team Championships inside of a ladder match to kick off the show. I thought it was actually a very good way to kick off the show. You want to get the crowd excited. You want to get the crowd, going in, if you will. You want to get them excited, get them, just, I guess what I'm looking for here is just get them riled up. Like, oh, yeah, here we go. And you think about it, right? A couple of months ago, Kofi Kingston was the WWE champion. And now here he is ending the year defending a championship. Granted, not the WWE title, it's a tag title, but still. I thought this match, again, was pretty good for what it was. There's a moment in the match where Kofi's on the ladder and the Revival pull the ladder, and you see Kofi just hanging on the rope. He's literally hanging on the rope. He's standing on the rope. Let me correct myself here. And he literally balances himself, jumps in the motion, right? And goes into a DDT. I want to say to Scott Dawson, they got the crowd like, oh my God, wow. They literally had to wake up this crowd because this crowd sucked. Let me just say that right now again. But eventually, when it was all said and done, near the end of the match, right? You had Big E hit a big ending onto Dash Wilder from the top of the ladder. And it was just down to Scott Dawson and Kofi. Kofi literally has legs in between the ladder, laying down. But there's a moment where Kofi grabbed the titles and just whacked Scott Dawson on the head. And the titles are literally just like swinging around like crazy and shit. And Kofi just literally caught the titles. Like he caught them and then just unclipped from where the belts were hanging. Which I don't like, honestly. I'm used to them pulling the belts off the thing that's hanging, but the titles not unclip the damn thing. That's just me, of course, but it's my humble opinion. But it was all said and done, the New Day remained still the SmackDown Tag Team Champions. We then from there go to a backstage interview with Caleb Braxton, who interviewed King Corbin backstage, who said that he has plans to show the big dog, who's his master, talking about what happened a couple weeks ago when King Corbin and Dolph Ziggler put Dolphin and Roman Reigns, all that stuff. Again, hyping up the match for what it is. And again, I think all of us were hoping this would be it. It's done with. Move on, right? I think everyone was hoping for that, but they didn't look like they were going to go that direction. From there, we go. Do you think you take Zelina away from Andrade? He turns into Humberto. Oh, God, hope not. I hope not. Imagine that. We then go from there. The Viking Raiders, right? They come out for their open challenge. And apparently, you see at ringside, the winners of the KFC contest, they were shown eating fried chicken at ringside. Nah. That had to be the most corniest shit in the fucking world, yo. Seriously. The most corniest shit in the world. Literally. It's so stupid. Right? And they come out and they issue their open challenge. They say, oh, they beat everyone. But all they've been beating on TV is just enhancement talents, right? And out come the OC with their trophy, they mentioned that, the only team that's beaten the Viking Raiders are the OC. And deep down, the Viking Raiders want to avenge that loss. The match was corny. I'll be honest about it. I didn't care for it. I don't think anyone else did in general. The crowd was dead for most parts of this match, like most part of the show. All four men were outside the ring, and the ref counted to 10. And they fought outside even after the match. Carl Anderson went through the KFC table. Whatever. A good way to endorse KFC, I guess. We then get Caleb Braxton again backstage with The Miz, who let everyone know that his daughter Monroe Sky is safe, that she and the rest of his family are in hiding from Bray Wyatt. He went on to say that it doesn't matter if The Fiend changes him, because this is the most personal match of his career. So yeah, it's a motivated Miz. He's pumped. He's motivated, right? He's motivated. He's pumped for this match. At the same time, though, if you really wanted to make this feel like it's a personal match, right? It's a fight. I would not have Miz wrestle in his ring gear. That's just me. Have him wrestle in street clothes, maybe some jeans. I don't fucking know, right? That's just me. But again, it's a motivated Miz. He's fighting for the honor of his family, right? Here's a guy who's putting his family through hell, through nightmares, right? But that's just me, okay? The Miz sucks. I mean, Taeshun, it is what it is, okay? But at least they're doing something with them, and we saw here a Miz that was serious for most part. We'll get into that match in a little bit. We have King Corbin versus Roman Reigns in a TLC match. Okay. This match, going in, did not care for. Coming out of this, I still don't, but they're forcing it on you. They really, really are. This match, like any ordinary TLC match, all over the place, right? People, I guess, were into it in some moments, but in this match, you had Dolph Ziggler come out and the Revival. There's a moment in this match where Baron Corbin hits Roman Reigns over the head with a can of dog food. Yeah, with a can of fucking dog food, right? And again, in this match, you had Dolph Ziggler come out, then the Revival. They're all putting the beat down on Roman Reigns, along with King Corbin. And here you're wondering, where are the Usos? Where's the New Day? Where does Roman have a friend? Does Roman have a fucking friend, right? Serious, does Roman Reigns have a fucking friend to help him here, right? And they're all just beating up Roman Reigns. And think about it, right? Can you imagine if Roman would have won this match? Oh, the backlash on the internet. Oh, how dumb of them to have Roman Reigns overcome against 4 guys by himself. It was all said and done. King Corbin hit the end of days onto the steel chair for the 1, 2, 3. And King Corbin beat Roman Reigns. Also, during the match, there's a moment where they go through an announcer's table and stuff like that. So there's that. So yeah, King Corbin beat Roman Reigns. He needed help from the Revival and Dolph Ziggler to beat Roman Reigns. Cool. What sucks is they're going to continue this program, which they are teasing, and they've let you know throughout the show. God help us all. God fucking help us all. Seriously on that one. God help us all. We then get, by the way, later on in the night, which we'll get into in a little bit. We'll get into that in a little bit. We get, after this, Bray Wyatt, Mr. Rogers Bray Wyatt versus The Miz. The Miz comes out, and again, I talked about this earlier. He came out in his ring gear, which honestly, I really was not a fan of. Okay? I really, really was not. But to me, if it's a personal fight, he should have been in the street clothes. That's just me, of course. Okay? And he did the whole entrance thing. Like, no, come on, bro. Seriously. But Bray Wyatt was just Bray Wyatt. Mr. Rogers Bray, not The Fiend. This match was weird, but it was weird in a good way. Where Miz was completely on the offense throughout the entire match. And Bray just really was not hitting back or not giving any offense until the end, of course. There's a moment in the match where I think the Bray Wyatt dislocated his shoulder or whatever the fuck it was. He tried to pop it back in, and he hit himself into the barricade multiple times and shit. I get it, to get people scared. Like, what the fuck is this guy and shit, you know? And it's crazy because throughout the entire match, every time that Miz would hit Bray, Bray would smile. Bray would fucking smile like a maniac, right? And eventually, he hit Sister Abigail on the outside of the ring, and then he hit him with the Sister Abigail in the inside of the ring to pin the Miz. So Bray Wyatt beat the Miz, obviously, like everyone I think expected. At the same time, it was a non-title match. I'm fine with that too. It is what it is. After this, the Fiend appeared on the Titantron, and he said nothing. But Bray looked at him and said, "Okay, I'll do it." And he got a big mallet out of from under the ring, and he was about to hit the Miz with it. About to hit him with it, and then the lights changed, and Bray dropped the mallet and said, "He's here. He's here." All excited that, oh my God, the Fiend is actually coming, right? And the crowd was chanting. The crowd was chanting, you know, let him in, let him in, let him in, right? The crowd was chanting that shit. And eventually, and out of nowhere, out comes a guy in a hood. He comes out, a guy in a hood comes out, right? And everyone knew who it was. They were chanting, yes, it was Daniel Bryan. And Daniel Bryan reveals his new look. He literally looks like the Daniel Bryan of 2011. Short cut, no facial hair almost. That's what he looked. I hope, honestly, when he comes back on Friday, he has the ring gear from 2011. That's what I am hoping for, honestly, here. In this situation. I'm hoping for that Bryan. Okay? But that's just me, of course, okay? He then grabs the mallet, and it looks like he's gonna, I guess, trying to whack Bray Wyatt with, but the lights go out, and there's no Bray Wyatt, but the Universal title is still there, right? And he's, like, pointing on the ground, like, I guess, under the ring. So he starts whacking the canvas, but still, even with the mallet and all, Bryan is back, crowd's chanting yes. So, yeah, the yes movement is back. Daniel Bryan is the old Bryan from 2011. I know Chase on Twitter said he looks like what would happen if Kyle O'Reilly was 40. You can make that argument too. You can make that argument as well. But there was that. You can tell, obviously, they're going to go with Daniel Bryan versus The Fiend heading into the Royal Rumble. I think that makes sense. With Miz, though, I don't know. What do you do with him? What do you do? Because I feel like after all this, Miz became a fucking afterthought. Which kind of sucked, but hey, at the same time, though, I have no issue watching another Miz and Bray Wyatt program or match or whatever the fuck it is. I don't mind it. We then get the tables match. The tables match between Bobby Lashley and Rusev. Apparently, they said on commentary that Bobby Lashley is going to propose to Lana eventually. This match, again, all of us want this to end already, right? This program that just sucked the life off Monday Night Raw. You want this to finally be over. Hopefully it is. I hope that it is, but I just know that it won't be. This feud just grew a life of its own. A terrible life of its own. A tables match, by the way. A fucking tables match. They were fighting all over the place, right? The crowd was, again, this sucked. Completely fucking sucked. It looked like Rusev had this whole thing ready to go. Lana literally racked Rusev's eyes, right? And Lashley tried to, I guess, body slam or spear Rusev onto a table, and the table didn't break. So he then spears him into another table that's on the other side of the corner, and the table breaks finally. And Bobby Lashley beats Rusev with the help of Lana. And that's how they end the whole thing. And they go off, and hopefully this thing ends. Like I said, I know it won't, but I don't be surprised if tomorrow's a rematch on Raw. Don't be fucking surprised. We then get backstage the Street Profits, who talk about Bobby Lashley and Lana. Apparently, Angelo Dawkins says to Bob, right, to Bobby Lashley, hey, he had 3 words for him: get a vasectomy, which was funny for what it was. And then as they're talking, you see that there's a brawl going on. You notice it, right? It's between literally Roman Reigns and King Corbin. You see Dolph Ziggler. You see the Shorty G. You see mostly everyone on the roster. Buddy Murphy fighting. Oh, by the way, I didn't talk about this match, but I'll talk about it right now. The only good thing on this show, and I know it looked like I skipped over this, god damn it, but I'm going to talk about it right now. The only best thing on this show, in my opinion, Aleister Black and Buddy Murphy. I apologize if I missed this match, but fuck it. This match was fucking amazing. Aleister Black and Buddy Murphy. These 2 guys went out there and just killed it. They tore it up. And again, was stuck. The crowd was just terrible. Right? At moments they reacted. But that match was fucking amazing. I loved it for what it was. It was simple, back and forth. Aleister Black was bleeding from the nose, from the mouth, right? Not Colby Covington bleeding, but you kind of get the idea. And it's weird to think about it too, right? Even if it was Aleister Black who won with the Black Mass kick, there's a sequence where Buddy Murphy hits all these like combinations of flying knee, another knee, and he still got a near fall. But even if that, down the road, these 2 guys are going to have another great match, hopefully for a title down the road. This is like a future feud in the making. A feud for the future. And sometimes, too, what's good in wrestling, you don't need a title to have a good program. Sometimes you don't. But I do feel that these 2 guys potentially could be fighting for the Intercontinental Championship or the U.S. title. Maybe, one of either the WWE title or Universal down the road in a couple years from now. But we'll see. Now back to the regular review. Okay, I know I skipped over that match. I feel terrible for doing it, but it is what it is. Okay. But yeah, then the Street Profits get involved in that brawl, like I mentioned earlier, with Roman Reigns and King Corbin and everyone on the roster. We get to the main event. Again, this show felt very, very short, as it should be, right? We get, by the way, guys, if you have questions, feel free to drop them in. I'll answer them momentarily, okay? We then get the main event, TLC, for the Women's Tag Team Championship. The Kabuki Warriors versus Becky Lynch and Charlotte Flair. This match was okay for what it was. They went out there and they beat the fuck out of each other. They did. Literally, Charlotte and Becky got so much offense in on the Kabuki Warriors. It seemed like at most of this match, right? There's a moment in the match where Asuka and Kairi Sane tie up Becky onto a ladder. They tie her up. Like, you ever watch those old Western movies where they tie someone up to the train tracks? Like that almost, right? It was so funny for what it was. But yeah, just craziness in this match as well. There's a moment in the match where Kairi Sane does a fucking elbow drop onto a ladder. I think it was onto Becky. I think it was one or the other. To my surprise, there was no green mist. There's no green mist here, to my surprise. There's a moment in the match, of course, as well, where Charlotte goes through a table from onto the outside, onto a table, right? And that was crazy in itself. That was insane. Eventually, it was down to just Becky Lynch and I guess Asuka as well. And it's crazy because it looked like Becky was going to win the match for her team, right? And get the tag titles. But you see Asuka grab the rope, right? A fucking rope that was tied onto the ladder from when they tied Becky. And she pulled it and down goes Becky, right? So then Asuka, right, after too many brutal spots, right? Oh my God. Like, again, Asuka again pulled the ladder, and then they gave Asuka a chance to climb the ladder herself, and again, the Kabuki Warriors with all this retained. At the same time, though, it's like, okay, they retained the titles, but it was too early. Something had to give. And after the match, the backstage brawl slipped into the arena. You see Roman Reigns and everyone else that was just brawling. in a way, it made the match feel like an afterthought. Oh my God, what the hell, right? And then you see Roman Reigns spearing King Corbin onto the people, right? They're on this little mini stage in the crowd, and he spears him, and everyone that was brawling were on the floor and shit. And that's at the end of the show, but at the same time, though, the Kabuki Warriors retained. Made sense, in my humble opinion. And that's how they end the year. That's how WWE ends the year, with their pay-per-views in the decade and all that stuff. Now we head into 2020, the road to WrestleMania with the Royal Rumble. Okay? This pay-per-view was a legit 6. His sucks. He is sucks as motherfucker. Okay. Sup, people? Rematch on SmackDown? Maybe so. The match was fucking terrible. The Rock, Roman Reigns doesn't have anybody on his side. Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, I guess so, right? But again, guys, if you have any questions for me, drop them in right now. Again, I will have my Final Battle review sometime this week. I will also have this week as well my cooking video that I did. Yes, I recorded a cooking video. It will be up sometime this week. No later than Friday, it'll be up. Hopefully. But yeah, if you have not yet checked out, also this past early today, I recorded my review of NWA Into the Fire. My thoughts on what I thought was a good show by the NWA. My thoughts on Marty Scurll appearing at the end of NWA Into the Fire, confronting Nick Aldis and all that stuff. And if you've not checked that out, go give it a listen or you get a chance. And yeah, guys, but that being said, I'm about to wrap things up here. I hope that you all, enjoyed this stream. If you're new to the channel, again, hit that sub button down below. Give the video a big old thumbs up. And with that being said, guys, I'll catch you guys next time. Hope all of you have a wonderful week. Take care. And peace out, guys.